Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. I want to apologize first because I'm saying that I'm going to talk about design system, how to scale design system without losing your sanity, but I'm 50% about to losing it very soon. So yeah, sorry in advance. That was a bit of a lie from my side. So yeah, let's do it. I have a screen over there. So yeah, basically, this is me. I don't know, 3, 4 years old. I will never, ever, this little girl will never think in her entire life that she will be here today in London talking about design system, working in design for now 16 years, living in her third country. So sorry if I mix up some of the languages I'm talking. But yeah, she will probably tell you, no, it's not happening. I'm running barefoot in the wild, in the countryside. So this is not going to happen. But yeah, here I am today, giving you a little bit of the map. Let me put this down first. The map for today. So I'm going to start with breaking the theory about design system, how it fails with heavy data products very easily. The part that is very, very close to my heart right now, which are tables. I'm doing a lot of tables. And after that, yeah, tokens and theming, documentation, mistakes I made all over the years and I learned from, and where I use and I fit AI in my process right now. So yeah, going on. So the real problem with design systems, we all know, everyone thinks it's one library, perfect clean Figma token, Figma files, developers love it. And yeah, 6, 8 weeks, we're ready to go. You don't touch the design system anymore. You know, we know it doesn't work like that. When you move into data products, it's going to break. It breaks because you're going to have charts with line, bars, candles, tables that have thousands of lines and rows and variations, documentation that nobody reads, and my current situation, 12 products, 12 different tables. And they are all unique and they all have their unique problems to solve. So that's when design system, it can work for smaller projects, small dashboards, but when you work across so many different products with their own needs, that's when you see design systems usually start breaking and falling apart. So yeah, in terms of data products, why are they different? 4 things that make data product difference. Obviously, complex charts like line, bars, heat map, candlesticks, each of them white and dark version. Because if you have a work in finance or trading, you will know that traders love their dark screen. So you need to make sure it works properly in dark screen as well. So each of them will literally be a family of components on their own. Dense tables that have thousands of rows, inline editings, frozen pans, live data, which means your components are going to need to be able to move with the live data. And sometimes it looks good on a fixed screen that doesn't move. As soon as it's live and the data comes in and your numbers change, you're going to see your page jumping up and down. And yeah, of course, the problem of many brands, or if you work in an organization right now, Coalition Greenwich, I'm working with, it's one organization with 12 products. They all going to look different because you don't want your products to look all the same, of course. So straight into my real life problem right now. I have 12 products, 12 tables, which means I need to build a design system for all of them. A single design system that will scale across all these tables. So yeah, one table is not just one cell with a bit of text. You're going to have text, numbers, you're going to have dates, you're going to have different states, you're going to have errors, you're going to have disabled ones. And then, of course, you have your header with your title, your filter, freezing, resize, sort by, all of that. And the way I'm actually approaching this problem right now, I'm treating each table as an isolated product, and I do individual research for each table. So I'm currently, it's a work in progress. It's going to take time. I joined 5 months ago, so it's going to take, it's taking its time, but a lot of work has been done so far. And the way I'm approaching it is I'm sitting down with the users for each of these tables. And I'm currently scanning what they need, what is it that they need to edit, what to compare, where the eyes go when something is wrong. And only after doing all that research with the user for each individual table that I'm working on, I'm then sitting down, I look at the whole anatomy and what is it that they are sharing, what is it that they have in common, all of them. This is going to be part of my design system for my tables. And then what are the variations for each and edge case for each of these tables. And these ones, I will have the rest of the product team looking at them with me. But in terms of the rules for the design system and for these tables, what's common between all of them, that we're going to keep consistent the whole time and put in our foundations for tables, and what are the edge cases for each product, and these are going to be our exceptions. Another thing, I'm very into it, and if you've been working in finance or trading or data products, you will often notice that accessibility is not on point for tables. We are trying to put too much on one screen. Everyone wants to see everything in one go, so we're going to put everything way too small. Contrasts are not going to be there. So for me, it's not an afterthought. I'm doing it right now. Everything is being tested as we do the research, how we start building our cells. And yeah, my main component will be my cell that I'm going to test across all the different cases we have. And yeah, accessibility, color, visibility, all the errors, everything is tested upfront. And I have, hopefully, very soon, developers coming to look at all of this with me. So that's my life now. 12 tables, 12 products. I'm going. It's a slow process. It's a lot of work, but yeah, it's paying back because right now everything is coming together as one product in one design system. Tokens. Start with your tokens and not your components. Nobody will give you any credits for your tokens. It's like a good plumbing. Nobody gives any credit for it until you don't have it, and it's flooding everywhere. So it works pretty much the same way. But yeah, start with your tokens. The mistakes that most people make, and I did it as well, was starting with components. So I will have so many beautiful components all ready to use. But yeah, my tokens were missing. And now, oh, I need to make a change. And we need to go across all these components one by one. And we know this is going to be days or maybe weeks of work. So it's always going to pay off to take some time at the beginning, starting with your components. Yeah, your core values, so like your colors, fonts, size, start slow. And then move into your global. That means like primary colors, brand primary, text primary, alias give the context. So this is going to tell you if it's like your button background or surface elevated, and your component is a final specific one. But yeah, I made that mistake in the past about having 40+ components already beautiful, ready to use. And suddenly we had to change something in the brand or work with another brand that or another product that wanted to use the same components, but we had to adapt the components, and that was like weeks of work because I didn't have my tokens ready beforehand. And yeah, as I was saying, multiple brands is where things collapse. The wrong way is literally to fork the whole library per brand. Now you are maintaining, let's say, 3 or 4 different libraries. One bug means 3 or 4 bugs to be fixed in the future. And every new component will be the triple or quadruple of work in the future as well. So yeah, the right way is to set your components and to set components and 1 token file per brand. The components stay identical. You don't change your components. There is nothing to change. A new brand is just a new file, and a single bug to fix. It reach all the brands you're gonna have in your tokens. Dark mode. Everyone likes dark mode, or at least I'm the dark mode person. Maybe I'm being too long in finance and data, so that's why I like the dark side. It's way harder than most people expected. Most of the time you will hear just, oh, just invert the colors. No, it doesn't work like that. When you have chart, graphs, heavy data table, you're gonna invert your colors and you're gonna see that they fail. You're not gonna see many of the small details. Your colors are gonna break. Your charts are not gonna work properly anymore. Users think it's a bug, something is wrong, they're gonna refresh, still doesn't work. And so, yeah, I saw at least in the past many data products, financial products failing in dark mode. So you need to test, again, everything. The lesson, the real lesson I got from it is to test with real data. So any negatives, any currency symbols, any icons, any red, greens, any stature colors, test all of them and make sure the contrast is there, the right size is there. Test everything with real data, obviously for white, but for dark mode, because it's very, very hard for everything to start breaking on dark mode. Ownership and documentation. I'm going to be very honest, I was terrible at that. I will create like the beautiful Figma design system file, but I was terrible at documenting my work and making sure everything was ready for everyone. Usually it was ready for designers, but not for the rest of the product team or tech team. I'm still looking at the same area. Don't put everything in one giant library. At least that's what I'm learning, because it's going to break very easy as the team starts growing. The split that I like to do is to have the core versus the domain. So the core is going to be owned by the design system team. Everyone responsible to create the design system are the one owning the buttons, input fields, checkbox, data table, badges, you name it. And the domain is going to be owned by the product team. So any other designers working on products, they're going to be the one responsible for widgets, any other component like filter panels. They're going to be building all their work on your core system. And that's how I'm working in the last few years. So you don't have basically one single person responsible of all of this, but split the ownership. Is going to make it way lighter on everyone, and everyone can focus on their own core problem to work on, instead of having one person literally drowning and be responsible for the entire design system work. Where am I? Oh, documentations. Documentation seems that how many of you actually created tons of documents for your design system. Nobody is reading them. I think we have all been there. We designers tend to do a lot of things for designers. Right now, I not only have to do things for the design point of view, but for business as well, and make them understand what a design system is. And also for the tech team. So right now, officially, I'm writing 2 documents for 2 different readers. So designers with the need of usage examples, and for developers, so I have the tokens names, states, and code. I keep all the documentation live. Everyone can access them, but in theory, I have a third one because I'm writing some documentation for business also, so they can understand what a design system is, how beneficial it is for the company and the business and the product team in general. So technically, I'm actually writing down 3 different documents with 3 different target audience. Oh, some of my mistakes. I mentioned to you some of them. So components before tokens. I built 40 plus components in the past. Then suddenly a client wanted a rebrand because he wanted that product to look exactly like their brand. And now I have an entire product to basically rebrand by hand because my tokens were not built properly in the background. So it was like around 3 weeks of work just to adapt and change all the components for that specific clients. One person on it all, as I was saying, share it, delegate, have someone with you. If that person leaves the company or goes on holiday for a long time or anything else, nobody actually knows the grid work. So make sure you don't own the whole design system and share it accordingly. And everyone who's going to be responsible for their own work, their bits. Doc designs only, that only designers can read. Developers have to guess spacing and values and design versus coded. And we all been there, like when we're comparing the design versus the coded version. So make sure your documentation is for designers and developers. So on the same document right now, I'm going to have my components ready for designers to use, but I also have the dev version with all my spacings, all the proper namings, all the right color tokens, everything will be on the side for developers on the same document, so it's ready to use for everyone. Hopefully a coded version of that design system is coming very, very soon, so everything is going to be ready for the devs as well. Yeah, a data table as just a table. It's a product on its own. You're going to need to take every case one by one and understand every single cell and everything that has to be done for each of them, and not having like any versioning of anything. And next thing you know, your team is using version 1 of the button, the primary button, instead of using the latest version, which is now version 6. So yeah, making sure everything is versioned and properly documented, and everyone is using the right version. So right now, what actually works for me is basically a summary of what I've been telling you. Tokens first, everything follows. One library per purpose, not like a massive monster file. Share ownership between product team, design system team, making sure you all work accordingly. Bring engineers before very, very early. That's my favorite thing right now, and that I learned over the years. I want the developers to be with me very early. I actually put them in my design workshops from the very beginning because I like to have their input as well. And when building a design system, depending who you are working with, languages are different. I've been working across different countries as well, so engineers will build slightly differently. They have preferred languages. So when building the design system, bring them early together, you make sure you are talking their languages as well, because at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones building your design system. So sit together and learn the language and make sure your design system reflects that language. Yeah, version, make sure you version properly any change log, and every change you make is going to be there for everyone to use the latest version. So making sure you keep that super tidy and clean. And in my case, I keep telling businesses and companies I've been working with, when they ask me the question, when is the design system going to be ready? It's not. It's never going to be ready. You're going to have 80% of your design system built, and then you have all the edge cases that are constantly coming. And we are now in the era of AI. You're probably there as well. You have tons of new features that you have to think of, things you never built for before. And your design system is not obviously going to be ready for that. So all these edge cases will keep coming. So yeah, you're never going to, at least I never saw a ready to use finish design system so far. I will be very happy to see one, to be honest. But yeah, never saw a finished design system. I think it's an ongoing process that we keep working on forever. AI, how am I using AI with all of this? So right now, I'm I have very strict rules in terms of using AI. Opposite from previous places I work with, fintechs, when any AI tool is welcome for us to explore, because I work with data and some private data. We are very restricted in terms of how we can use AI, but still manage to do it for the design system. So it's not going to replace the whole work, but it removes all the boring, I will say 70, 80% of the work. You can actually use all your tokens and ask AI to generate your documentation. It was amazing because it generated all my dark and white versions automatically. I did a quick test. Funny enough, it missed 2 of my brand colors somehow. So I had to specifically go and say, hey, add these 2, please. So it's still like it's still not perfect. It still can fail. So it's going to generate ready to import token files, which I'm currently using. So I have JSON files and Excel file. Believe me or not, AI with Cloud Code is actually very good at reading my Excel files, my design system Excel files. I just upload them into it and give it specific guidance how to use that Excel file, as I'm now have multiple brands in it. And it gives me interactive prototypes with the whole right colors, or nearly all right colors, font size. So yeah, very, very good for quick prototyping. You can have JSON files and Excel ones to build your prototype with the right brand. And yeah, in terms of, it can literally turn your design system into a live coded example. We all know that by now it's not going to be perfect, and developers are going to complain about the code behind it. But it gives you a very, very good preview of what your live coded design system can look like, which is what I'm currently doing. I'm testing it live on live coded version with AI to see how everything works and come across together. And that's how I'm using AI right now. And yeah, in terms of To finalize this talk today, I think design system is not the Figma file. It's what most people think. We are basically agreeing between teams about how we want to build together, how we want to make sure we move the right directions, and we all have the same, working on the same foundations. And yeah, this is not just a beautiful Figma file to present to companies and business, but it's a way of working together across different teams and technology. And that's it for me. Thank you very much, guys.